welcome to my screencast in the Advanced Web Programming course. My name is Jacob, and before we start, I just want to give a background to my experience, or lack of, in web programming. I did not have the opportunity to take the first web programming course this semester. This means that I had very limited experience going into this course. To tackle this, I spent the first week watching a lot of tutorials about web programming in general, and also about the frameworks that we decided to use. It was my partner who suggested that we should use what we should use, and after looking into them, I thought that it was a good idea. Yes, so the frameworks that we used are React with TypeScript for the front end and Express with TypeScript for the backend server. For our database, we use SQLite. For communication, we use Fetch API. For password hashing, we use bcrypt, and we use JSON Web Token for session handling. To handle routing, we use React Router. We will start this walkthrough by going into the backend, and then we will go through the front end. Yes, so in the connection file, we have created a function called connectDB, which opens a connection to the SQLite database. And in it, we initialize our database using the schema that we have defined, and we basically read it and execute it. And looking into our schema, we have some different tables. We have a users table, we have workouts, exercises, and calendar. Relevant here can be the links between tables, which have been done, for example, in the workouts table. And we have the foreign key user ID, and it references to the users table, the ID there. Yes, and this is also done, for example, in exercises where we create a link to a specific workout. Yes, moving on into routes. We first have a middleware which we use to authenticate the JSON Web Token. And this function, it basically gets the our token from the authorization in the header. We check if there's none provided, we throw error, and then we use the jvt.verify. And here we have a special jvt secret to encode and decode it. And this, of course, needs to be correct everywhere. And ideally, we should have placed it in a .env file, but we currently have it on top right here. Going into calendar routes. Here we don't need it, so it's commented out. All of these routes look fairly similar, so it will be kind of a quick walkthrough. Here you can see that we have used our authenticate token to validate, to see that we have a valid session. In this case, we want to fetch all the info from a given user ID. And yeah, so we have a GET request, basically, and we do the all and select everything from calendar where our specific user ID matches. Then we have add. We perform a post request. We have the authenticate token right here, and from this we can get the user ID. And from our request body we get our workout type and workout date, and we simply insert it by establishing a connection and then running the insert into with the values like this, and we have either success or we get an error. In the update, we use a put, and here we also get a specific ID in the params, so that we both know the user and specific event that we want to update. So that the new date is the only thing inside the body, and now we just update using we establish a connection and run it with update and our given information. It's worth noting that this might be a bit redundant to use the user ID here as well. I realize now, because the ID is specific and it would update, it would locate it either way. Yes, yeah, we get either success or we get an error. For the delete, we want to remove an event, so we have a .delete request. Here we also get the specific ID from the params again, and then we get connection and run a delete, and the same goes here where the ID can be sufficient enough. Yes, so that was calendar. Moving on to exercises. these are basically the same. So we get workout ID from the params. We also have the authenticate token, of course, and we transform it into a number, and the body contains the all the info for the workout that we want to add, and then we do a lot of checks so that we know that it's the type of data that we want. And then we try to perform this insertion. We establish a connection and run the insert with all the values. As this is for the exercises, we remember from the schema that we only need the workout ID here, as that is the link that's relevant. And for the get all, we have again from the params the specific workout ID, and we check that's valid workout ID, and then we just select all from exercises for our workout ID. Moving on to users. Here we do need this JWT secret because we will be creating a token. Yes, and so here we have when we want to add a user, and all of these fields, of course, needs to be filled, and then we simply perform an insertion with all the information, and of course the relevant part here also is the hash password from which we use bcrypt for. And here it's the so-called salt rounds, the amount of salt rounds, and that basically decides the cost for creating the password. Of course, a higher number would make it more expensive computationally, but it will also be safer. So we just decided on 10 there. Here is when we want to log in. Check, we get username and password from the body, request body. Check that both of them are something actually, and we get all the info from the username. And if it's not the username, we get an error. And here we compare our password that we got with the password from stored in the database. And here we create the token using the jwt.sign. And currently we have a lot of information here. We haven't decided really what is necessary. You could like remove email or something. Yes, and yeah, here we see that we use the JWT secret, and we also set an expiry time after which it will no longer be valid. And yes, here we have our how we currently fetch our first name, and looking here we do actually have first name available. So this is basically redundant, but yeah, it still works perfectly fine, of course. Yeah, so we check so that we have a username. We select the first name only, and not everything from from our specific username, and we send it as first name. Yes, and going into workouts, it's all the same, of course. You have a basic add, check, just validate all the information that's going into, and then we insert into. We have, of course, a lot of logging. We fetch all the workouts from a specific user ID, and this is the part that stands out from the rest. So we have I'll get the number of workouts per week from a specific user. So we get the user ID from the token, and then we do a select, and we get the specific year and a specific week, and then we count the amount of workouts in that specific week, and then we group them by year, week, and then sort it in that way. Yes, then we move on to the index. Yeah, we enable a course so that the front end can communicate with the back end. We register different routes. We define a root route, and we confirm that it's running. And then we start the server to listen to a port, which in our case is 3001, as we don't have anything defined in the env file. Yes, so that was the backend part of the project. Moving on to the front end. We can close this, and yes. So the structure here is that we have our pages and components that we have created, and the reason behind this is due to that React is a component-based library. Yes, and add exercise. We have 3 fields to fill in, and this redirect doesn't work as we wanted to write in this case and some others, because we check here we only check if there is no token, but there will always be a token if we have signed in at any time, but we don't check if it's valid. I will show another example of where we do so later. But yeah, the idea is that you should navigate to the login page. Yes, we check, moving back to the component, we check that we have something in all of the fields. We check that sets and reps are numbers, and then we perform a post request. We have our specific workout ID going into the params here, and we send our token, of course, with it as well. Either we get a success response or we get error, and afterwards we clear it. And this is done as a pop-up, and it triggers on the add exercises. And then we have a simple form with the 3 fields and a button that performs add exercises when clicked. This component creates the line chart of our weekly workouts that can be seen on our dashboard page. So we sort the data by the weeks and use the recharts library to create a responsive line chart, basically. Yeah, and we set where we formatted it like this, and here we have, of course, the data that's going into it. Moving on to display exercises. This component just shows all the exercises connected to a workout. Yes, and then we have a function inside called fetch exercises. Same issue here, or we handle it down here as well, so that if it's an invalid token, you will get redirected. Anyhow, so we tried to perform a get request with a specific workout ID that we get from the workout page. And yeah, we just set exercises to the info that we get. This component is created as a pop-up, and yeah, we go through all the exercises using the map with the key as the ID. And if there are nothing inside the exercises, or if it's empty, then we just display no exercises found. And I don't find the CSS generally interesting because it's just a lot of configuration to make something appear in a certain way. But what I do like is this one, the overflow Y. And if you set it to auto, you basically creates the possibility to create an infinite scroll. So this is quite a big component. And the name of this component might be misleading, as it's a sync function actually. This is something that we will be renaming later if we continue to work on this. This function makes it possible to sync old workouts in the calendar to our workouts that we have in the workouts table. If there's an old workout in the calendar, you can press the sync button, and by putting in the burn calories and duration, you can essentially put it in your workouts table. And the first part, we have the sync workout issue here, of course. We perform a post request, and here we have it the duration and calories in a list, because that was the only way to be able to have different workouts listed in the same pop-up without the fields overwriting each other. So that's the reason why we have it like that. But yeah, we perform a post request, and we yeah, just to get the either a success or an error. And for the fetch calendar workouts, we get all the function, all the workouts listed in the calendar, and we set it, we store it. And yeah, we also have this function here, so that we use both filter and sum to get only workouts that's in the calendar that are older. So it's not ahead of us, it's behind, and there is no corresponding on date and workout name already inside the workout table. And this is also created as a pop-up. You might realize that I like the pop-ups. I like how they look. And when we open this pop-up, we perform the fetch calendar workouts. We just simple form here, but we will need to add it to the list, as I mentioned earlier. And when we submit this, we will sync. We will use the sync workout function. Yes, sidebar. Not too much to say. Simple way. If you press one of the icons, you will get navigate to the page, specific page. Workout calendar. This is our calendar component. We use the full calendar, but with our own twist to it. We have a lot of functions here. Well, for example, if you click on an empty date, you will get a pop-up which allows you to add a workout with this handle add event, and yeah, it will then perform a post request. And we need to also set events here to update the calendar in the front end as well. Yes, and when this is done, we set the pop-up to false, and we clear the workout type. And when we press an existing workout, we get a remove pop-up, and you will be able to press a button, and it will perform a delete request where you will remove a specific event ID. Yep, and then we will close it, and we remove the event from our set events. Yeah, and we also have the event drop. So when you move an event and place it on another date, the handle move event will run, and here you will get the new you get the event ID and also the new date for the event, and we will perform a put request, and we need to adjust the set events or the events as well. Yeah, and we have of course a lot of logging. Yeah, that's see here. Of course, you have this is the pop-up when we want to add a workout, and this is the pop-up for removing a workout. Yeah, that was the workout calendar. Workout list. This component basically a list, and it as long as there are workouts, we will list them according to type, duration, calories, and date. And if there are not, we display no workouts found. Yes, and moving on away from our components, we have the app, and this file basically controls the navigation and front end routing of our application. We have the calendar page, uses the workout calendar component, and of course the sidebar. Here we have a get request to get all the workouts in the calendar and provide it to the component. The dashboard, we have two functions, the fetch first name and workouts. I think we have another fetch workouts per week as well. Yeah, we have we decode our token to get the username. As I said earlier, we can get our first name from it directly, but we didn't think of it at the moment. Yeah, but just put in the username into the params, perform a get request, provide our token, and we get our first name and we fetch all workouts. Simple get request. We have the fetch workouts per week, and we get all of course the amount of workouts per week, and yeah, and that's the format of course that they are stored in. Then we put it into our dashboard graph component. Moving on to index, yeah, it basically builds up the whole application. Yeah. Landing page. So this here's of course where you start. Either you log in or have to sign up. But for the login function, you provide a username and password, and you need both of course. And then we perform post request with that information. And if we get an OK, then we get a token, and we store it in local storage as JVT, and then we navigate to dashboard. And if it didn't work, we get the error and alert. That of course handles a sign up function. We need all fields to be something, and perform a post request. And if it's OK, you get a successful alert, or otherwise a failed alert. And here, if the parameter is set either to true or false, and you have if it is true, we have the sign up form, yeah, regular, and otherwise you perform the login, and when pressed you perform the login function. Yes, so here we have a function fetch workouts. We get all the workouts, and if it's an invalid token, we get redirected. Here we use our sidebar, workout list, add workout, and inbox components. Yeah, and we just updated them with the new information. We would perform the fetch workouts like in here when the pop-up is closed. Yes, and that basically sums it up for my screencast. Thank you for taking your time to watch this, and I hope it wasn't too long. Thank you.